New comic book day is just around the corner, but when you're specking on books, you might want some extra time. So, for that reason, we are actually taking a look at next week's new comic book day, May 10th, 2023. For DC and anything from Lunar, you're going to want to make sure that you're prepared to pick up those books on May 9th, 2023. That's the Tuesday before, because they, like always, come out a day early. So, without further ado, let's get started. And first up at number 10 is mostly just a cover by. It is Multiversity Harley. I said that really weird. Multiversity Harley Screws Up the DCU number 3. And this one is, again, you can see here May 9th, so if you like this cover, you're going to pick that up. But it's an homage to Action Comics number 1, the first appearance of Superman. And number 9 is Disney Villain Scar number 2, again, a cover by. This is specifically just because I'm obsessed with action figure variants, and Rafiki is awesome, and that's my number 9, Disney Villains, Scar number 2. This is the 1 for 20 action figure variant. Number 8 is mostly just because a lot of people out there are loving this book right now, and it is the last issue in this mini-series, and it is Junkyard Joe number 6. If you've been following this story, or maybe you picked up the first couple but you haven't picked up any recently, you may want to jump on the last one. You never know what they're going to go ahead and throw into the last one, either to wrap up something, call back to something, or to set up for the next run. Because again, this is just a 6-issue miniseries finale, and I think it was pretty successful, so they're probably going to be doing another one in the near future. So that is number 8, Junkyard Joe number 6. Number 7 from DC, so again for Tuesday if you want this one, is going to be Green Lantern number 1. And this is pretty much just the premiere issue of his ongoing series, but we know that HBO or Max, whatever, is kind of redoing all of their DC stuff, for the DCU, the TV shows, the movies. They're kind of redoing everything. So I know there was a Green Lantern, I believe it was a movie, it might have been a show that was going to take place, but I think they're kind of doing everything. So you never know if anything from this run could end up in the DCU, either on what's going to be called Max, which we know of is HBO Max currently, or in the their movie universe. So you know, just it's a number 1 with some possible potential, and that's why it's in here. But it's a little bit lower at number 7. At number 6 is sort of the same thing. It is Silk number 1, and pretty much anything that has to do with spiders is going to somehow be on a top 10 list for me, because you never know what they're going to do. I think they're already planning on doing something with Silk and Cindy Moon, but I don't exactly remember what it was. But again, with this being the newest run, Feige possibly having his hands in the mix and telling them what they should do so that it could best be translated into the MCU. Could be something to keep an eye out for, especially if you're a fan of Silk or the Spiderverse or anything like that. And before we get to number 5, I did want to remind you that I do have my PayPal and my Venmo in the description of the video if you want to support this channel. And I am also doing my 1K subscriber giveaway still, if you wanted to get a chance in at winning one of 2 awesome slabs. You can check that out. And then just, you know, the usual, like, comment, subscribe, all the regular YouTube stuff. And let's get going with number 5. We have Spirit World number 1. And this one is basically just a new series, but it does feature a newly introduced character, Xanth. So this, again, you never know what they're going to do with some of these newer characters. So all these number 1s, especially with new characters in it, might, again, it's not a first appearance, they've already been introduced, but it is sort of their number one. So it was almost like how Ultimate Fallout 4 was where Miles was introduced, but then you have the Amazing Spider-Man Miles Morales number 1, or Wolverine in 180 and 181, but then you have Wolverine number 1. Sometimes these number ones just end up being, you know, the best book as far as what people decide to collect, as opposed to just the first appearance, mostly as some of those older keys kind of reached out of what people could afford. They kind of switched over to the number ones, which you're probably not going to have that issue here, but again, I'm just kind of emphasizing that number ones of characters do have some importance, at least, you know, in the long run of things. So after that, we have number 4, Batman White Knight presents Generation Joker number 1. And this one, it's actually, again, I don't know how strong the spec is on it, but it's a coming-of-age tale starring Jackie and Bryce, the children of Harley Quinn and Joker. I see this being a really cool series on Max. I don't think they're ever going to make it into the movies, but they could make it into a TV show or something like that. So, again, that's why this one is a little bit higher on the list as far as my top 10, because I do think it has a little bit more of a possibility. It kind of sets itself up nicely, I think, for a series. So just something to think about when you're speccing this week. And this one is an actual first appearance, but it is the first cover appearance of it is a Batman Incorporated number 8, and it is the first full appearance of, oh, I'm sorry, I guess it is the first full appearance. I thought this was just a cover appearance, but it looks like it might be both, of Joker Incorporated, with Tap Dance Man, Corvus Call, which kind of is interesting, because wasn't there like Corvus Glaive and then Call Obsidian in Thanos's kind of, what are they called? The Children of Thanos. But anyway, the Ghoul, Alpaca, Dusty Bronco, and Die Laughin'. That one's pretty cool, Die Laughin', the way it's spelled. So, anyway, if this one is the first one that there's like a for sure sort of key value to this with a first appearance, and if you're into it, DC usually falls flat, but this one might be worth it because anything related to the Joker could have a little bit of leg room. So I don't know, I have a little bit stronger feeling about this, at least relative to those other ones. Again, you know, nothing's really knocking it out of the park this week, but let's move on to number 3, and that is Extreme Venomverse number 1, and that is sorry, I have 4 books left, but that's because number 1 I have 2 covers for it. But the Extreme Venomverse it has alternate reality versions of Venom, and this particular book has the first appearance of Venom as a samurai, and so it looks like it's gonna be this guy right here. But then number 3 is I'm sorry, number 2 is actually the Scotty Young variant, because the first appearance is of the samurai version of Venom, and this is the samurai version of Venom, but it also happens to be Scotty Young. So to me, this is a double key, double value. People are going to want this. You got your Scotty Young people out there who are going to want it no matter what, but then it also has the character that it is the first appearance of on the cover. I think it's awesome, and that's why it's my number 2. And here we go. You guys ready for number 1? You probably know what it is. And it's The Amazing Spider-Man number 25. This one right here is the Disney 100 variant, All New Avengers. We all know this has been in like all my thumbnails, and I've talked about it a bunch. But I have a bunch of other covers here that I want to show you. I absolutely love this Ariel Diaz cover right here. I just think it's really well done. I mean, I do think they all kind of look the same, so I would like a little bit of variation in there, but regardless, I think that's really good. And then, oh my gosh, this one, you guys, the Thiago da Silva. Look at that. Ah, isn't that really nice? And then there's one more, if I can find it. I am not seeing it. Was it this book? Oh, here it is, right here. So, the McGinnis variant. And the reason why I like this one is because it's a subtle homage to an older book, like an old Spider-Man book, where Mary Jane says, "Face it, Tiger, you hit the jackpot," with just the 777s here. So I think that's a really cool homage without being super direct, and it's kind of really only going to hit people who are familiar with that. And that kind of gives you a little sense of, you know, oh, I got a little bit more knowledge than maybe other people who won't get this. And so, you know, everyone likes to have that, right? Alright, so, is there any other ones I wanted to show off? There is one, and it is the last one. It is the Scotty Young. Again, loving some Scotty Young. If I had to get one Scotty Young this week, it would be that Venom verse. But, you know, these are always fun to get. There's always a market for it. And his head he actually almost looks like Black Manta right here, just with his helmet, or a head looking like the helmet. So, anyways, that is my number 1, The Amazing Spider-Man, number 25, but specifically the Disney 100 variant. And just for giggles, I will go ahead and show you right here the 1 for 100 black and white variant. Take a look, soak it in, enjoy. Alright everybody, that's going to go ahead and do it for me in this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, I would absolutely love it if you could smash that thumbs up button to give this video a like, and demolish that subscribe button as well, and make sure you change the notifications to all. You got those all turned on, so you get these videos when they come out in the proper time in which I intend them, so that you can have as much time as possible to do your own research, contact your LCS, or if they're not going to be able to carry some of these books, you can order them online and hopefully pick them up for cheaper than a secondary market if you think something is going to be hitting big on the day of release. And comment down below, let me know what you thought about this video and all blah 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 blah. So, anyways, all that good stuff with the YouTube out of the way. One last reminder for my 1K subscriber giveaway. You can win one of 2 awesome slabs. And I also have my PayPal and my Venmo in the description of the video. Any support would be much appreciated. And until next time, bye.